Here is the room where all the makeup is stored. And I did a declutter a little bit ago. I might do another one. And you guys suggested that I put my MAC collection separate from my regular collection over here. So I figured that is what we're going to do today. And I hope it all fits nicely in here. Otherwise, we're gonna have to clear out a second drawer. I got 2 of these containers, storage containers from Amazon. So we're just going to quickly take out everything from my main collection, put all my MAC stuff down here, and sort this out. Camera cut out as I was pulling everything. It took a while to just take everything out and organize it. So this is the entirety of my MAC collection. You can tell I have a lot of old limited edition packaging. I haven't collected MAC in quite some time, so that is why I've decided to move this into its own little space just to hold on to. I'm not ready to declutter this, so before I do my whole collection declutter again, I just wanted to put this in its own little safe spot, and I figure you guys who are MAC collectors would love to see kind of the things that I have in here. So here is a little overview, but I'll be going through it in full once I get it organized in the drawer. I put the containers in, they fit fairly well. I can't fit these 3 mini ones in, but I didn't figure I would be using them very much anyways. They're kind of small, I think a little useless, but I'm kind of worried that this isn't gonna fit in there. I might have to store my palettes elsewhere because those are kind of big, so I'm going to just put it in and see. The top drawer, as you can see, basically just fit my limited edition powders and blushes, and then I have some eyeshadows and my lip pencils, so I'm definitely gonna need another drawer for this miscellaneous stuff. It's not gonna take up a whole drawer, but I do want to keep it all together, so I'm just going to empty out the drawer down here and make space. So I actually decided to just take everything out of this drawer. I do have a couple little perfume minis in here, but I figure I don't need a whole drawer anyways, and this one is just way too full. So far everything is looking really good. I love how this drawer looks. It's really dark in here too. It just matches the MAC vibe. So I'm just gonna throw everything into here. Here is the finished setup for my MAC collection, which I will be storing now. And now I have a ton of extra space and just extra containers and things to play around with my other, well, maybe not that drawer, disregard, but a ton of other of my drawers. They're empty now, so I can just rearrange this completely and just have more space. I kind of want to get rid of up here too, but that's a whole different video. So if you guys want to see an entire collection declutter, give this video a thumbs up and I'll definitely do that for you guys. And I'll also show you kind of my organization for that. But here is my MAC collection. I will go over everything for you. I didn't have any drawers or dividers for this one. This is just what I had on hand. Should probably clean up some of these products too. Most of them I gave them a little wipe down, but this one I kind of did fast. So here is the drawer with the containers that I use to divide everything and organize. Love how it turned out. And then I just gave my lipsticks a quick wipe down. These are my lipstick towers. I think they're from Lady Moss. I'll double check and I'll leave everything in the description box. But these are all alphabetized. I have my permanent ones first, and then in my second one, it still has permanent lipsticks, but it goes on to my limited edition collection. So that is the overview of my collection. My lipstick towers are completely full. These drawers are nicely organized, and there's some pieces that I still use, but a lot of this I'm just retiring for my collection. I'm not ready to part with it yet, and I like that I have this dedicated space. So let's go ahead and start with this side. and then we'll work all the way into more of my limited edition products over here. Over in this section, I have a few new products that I have backups of and things that I got sent in PR. I have these Powder Kiss liquid lip colors. I love the formula of those. And then I have a couple other backups. Stud eyebrow pencil, which I love the color of. Then I have a Viva Glam Nikki lipstick, a backup, because I used to love that color. Let's see this. I haven't looked at it in so long. Gorgeous, gorgeous color right there. I'm gonna have to dip you down here. In this corner, we have some of my tender tones, my MAC lip mix, which I still use, love this stuff. If you like light nude lips, get the white lip mix because it lightens any lip color. A lip scrub, I don't really care for that. My strobe cream, some primer sticks. I only have one MAC foundation, which is the Pro Longwear, which is my personal favorite foundation. I like it more than Studio Fix. A potted Studio Finish concealer. I would use that to clean up my brows. And then, of course, Pro Longwear. If you haven't used this in a while, honestly pick it up. I forgot how good this concealer is. This is what started the whole concealer train, I feel like. For really good concealers, just the packaging, it's glass. I've shattered one of these before. Then in my lip gloss containers, I have also my lip pencils. We have limited edition, which is over on this side. So I have Mariah Carey, Riri Collection, Patrick Star, and then my regular lip pencil formula. I have some of my favorites up front: Spice, Cork, Hover, Oak, all my main go-tos at the front. And then behind over here, these shorter ones are all the Pro Longwear lip pencil formula, which is an amazing formula. Etc. is one of my favorites, and also, where are you? Morning Coffee. That's my go-to lip pencil right there. And then we just have a bunch of random lipsticks that didn't fit in my tower that I just store back here. Some of the lip tensity ones, I like that the packaging matches the color inside. This was a really nice formula. I haven't used that in a while. The Wonder Woman MAC collection. As you can see, like, especially for lip glosses, I don't use the limited edition ones. I have some new ones that I do use, but all these limited edition ones I just kind of save if I'm going to back to MAC, or I'm honestly holding on to them because of they're collector's pieces for me. I used to love collecting MAC. I'm sure some of you are aware. You used to follow me back in my MAC obsession days. Here are all my MAC brushes that are currently clean. I have eye and face in here, and then in this bag back here, which is also from MAC, I have all my beautiful pigments and glitters. Some of my favorite reflex came out in the Wonder Woman collection, again, a limited edition holiday packaging, and just some of the regular pro pigments and glitters back there. Then moving on to these guys, they're a little dirty. I have all my Fix Pluses. I have the Gold Light, Pink Light, Cucumber regular one, and then the matte one, plus a face and body in white, which is good for lightening any foundations. My matte concealers here, and then these are all my eyeshadows here, plus blushes. So this is a big palette from the Jeremy Scott collection, one of my favorite palettes of all time. I'll actually pull this out to show you. It's kind of dividing my stuff. I absolutely love the packaging of this, never getting rid of it. The formula of these were way better than any MAC shadows I've ever tried. Honestly, this was my favorite formula. I love MAC eyeshadows, but they had to have changed them for this because this just blew me away. Plus the packaging is so cool. I'm sure some of you are curious, so I'm gonna quickly pull out my blushes, then my eyeshadows, just to show you what they look like spread out on the ground. First, I wanted to show you some of my limited edition packaging. This is the Archie's Girls collection, and I remember loving this palette so much because it had Cheryl Chic in it, my name. So that is why I purchased this palette. I actually used it quite a bit at the time, and these were beautiful for the packaging, and I definitely want to hold on to them forever. This looks like a burnt CD from the Jeremy Scott collection. This is what it looks like inside. Again, just such a cool collection, plus the bumpin' jams. I'm having a trip down memory lane. Whoever told me to put my MAC collection in its separate spot, thank you so much. I'm having so much fun doing this. So this is the Bumpin' Jams palette. These are things I just keep strictly for their packaging. The collector in me, anyone who collects anything knows. Like, this is my sort of collection. Here are my blushes. You can see the difference between the old packaging and then the newer packaging, which they have now. And I would label all my blushes, and then I'd also put label inside. If there's a blush missing in one of these palettes, I took it out to put in my everyday to use little palettes that I do have. So that one is currently in that. Melba is one of my favorite blushes of all time. We have Margin, Gingerly, Sweet Cocoa, gorgeous blushes. And you can see all these. And these ones I would label on the back, and I would keep these in my freelance kit back when I used to do that, but I did that very briefly and then YouTube kind of took off. Here are those labeled. Always like having everything organized. These do need a good wipe down because I haven't done that since switching it over. You can see some of the colors. I tried to arrange it just by tone. You can see some of those. Pink Swoon, another favorite of all time. Cantaloupe, another good one. Does anyone remember my obsession with Eversun? If you followed me back in my blog days, this was my favorite blush ever, Eversun. I would wear that all the time because I honestly would never wear color. I would wear just like bronzy type blushes. I just didn't like blush for a long time, and now I'm obsessed with blush. Completely the opposite. I love a bright cheek. So those are all my MAC blushes. Next up we have our quads and then our 9x eyeshadows, which I barely used. I didn't like the formula of these. I started also getting PR from MAC, so that's why I have a lot of MAC too, but I would still say that probably 95% of my collection is purchased and 5% was PR, just because I used to always purchase MAC. So I got these Mariah Carey quads, Patrick Star quad, love that one. And this was one I made myself. I can tell you the colors. Back when I was really into MAC, I could name a lipstick shade or eyeshadow right away. Like, I knew every single lipstick and eyeshadow off by heart. I can still remember this palette though. We have Nylon Bronze, Honey Lust, and Wedge, which was my little everyday palette that I created. Then we have our Dazzle shadows, which I remember everyone was obsessed with these. And then the larger eyeshadows I put in this palette. Do you remember how popular Uninterrupted was? If you're a MAC lover like me, everyone was going crazy over that. I believe they brought it back. I don't know if it's still back, but people kept requesting for that eyeshadow because it was so popular. And then these were my old eyeshadow palettes. Labeled them highlight, neutral brown, dark brown, smoky. Then we have the colors red and orange, yellow, pink, green, blue, and purple. So I'm gonna just open these all up for you. So let's go down the rainbow. Most of these are honestly filled. And if there's one missing, I put it in a palette that I was using. So Shroom is missing and Nylon, you would see in that little quad that I had. So these are the highlight shades. When you look at everything like this, you're like, what is the difference? But if you know finishes and undertones, I can see a difference in everything, honestly. So I would collect these, and I just wanted, honestly, every MAC eyeshadow ever because I was so obsessed. So here are some of my neutral shades, the lighter ones, and then we slowly move into my browns and darker browns. Some of these are probably not in the right spot in terms of tone, but I did the best I could. You can see bronze is missing because it was in my quad. You guys can take little screenshots of this or pause the video if you want to see more in detail some of the shadows I have, because it's a mix of permanent and limited edition colors in here. Moving on to the colors over here, red and orange, yellow, green, and pink. Wouldn't really wear too many pinks, obviously. My blues and my purples. I love blue for a color. Like, if I were to pick a favorite color to wear, it would be something in this section right here. Like, I love those kind of tones. So that is the first drawer done. And here is my favorite drawer. I love how it turned out and how everything is organized. So we're gonna start here. We have powders and bronzers here. And then I also put some of my larger powders up here because they just fit better. So the first one is powders and bronzers. You can see some of the limited edition packaging in here. It's been so long, I used to be able to name every single collection. I know this one because this was my favorite collection ever from MAC. It was the Alluring Aquatic, and now I know a bunch of other brands have done this raised raindrop looking packaging. It's my favorite though. It honestly looks wet. It's so beautiful. Sculpt powder, more bronzer. It's like the Delphic bronzer, is this? Still got it. Knew that one. Then along this side, I decided to put some of my cream or cream-like products. So we have some of these blushes that I no longer use. These are the Glow Play blushes from MAC. I'm so happy that they made this formula permanent. I love these. These are beautiful on the cheek. I honestly want them all. They are so good. I still use these, as I said. My favorite is Grand. Oh, so gorgeous, that color. And then we have a couple more cream products back here. I just wanted to have them all in one place, except for a couple of the cream highlights that you will see. And then in this next one, we have the Extra Dimension Skin Finish formula. I have a bunch of those. They are very, very beautiful. My favorite blush, or one of my favorite blushes of all time, is Hush Tone. This is my definition of a perfect blush color for me. I love how this gives that natural, just flushed glow to the skin. And because of the formula, it just gives that nice glow. It's not matte. Even though I do love matte blushes, these are beautiful for their glow. The Extra Dimension Skin Finish for the skin is amazing. I never really cared for the eyeshadows that had that finish, but the ones that are made for the skin, both the cheek products and the highlights, are absolutely incredible. You can see a lot of these are hardly used. They were limited edition colors. This packaging from the Alluring Aquatic. I think I bought everything from that collection. And then moving on, we have the Mineralized products. This is the original Warm Soul from MAC. Still use it. I find powder products have more play with them. I do not mess with any kind of liquid though, but for powder I'm okay with playing around with a little bit longer. But some of these are just so beautiful. I just loved when MAC did it. And then they changed the packaging. These look like little UFOs. These are some permanent blushes that I have back here, just in singles. And then behind here, let's pull these out. These little containers, these are cream highlights. You can see I hit pan on this. This is so old. Pearl Cream Color Base from MAC. Oh my goodness. I did a number on that. This was limited edition from the Mariah Carey collection. How gorgeous is this packaging? Let's pull it closer. And that was for the body. Then I have a couple just eye products that are still usable here. And then moving on to this side, we have some Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is the highlight formula I was talking about. And this is Oh Darling. Gorgeous shade to the point where I actually bought it in a backup and I'm never going to touch it. So I don't know what I should do with it. Should I sell it? Just give it away? And then this is the original Whisper of Guilt highlight. I remember on eBay, these were going for like over $200. Do you remember the hype of that? This one was the original though. I'm so happy to have it. I can just say like, this is what started it all. Highlight craze, Whisper of Guilt. And then a bunch of other ones like, I did a number on these. Superb. Yeah, Superb, that was a gorgeous one. I'm pretty sure they made a bunch of these permanent now, like Whisper of Guilt is permanent. That one I barely even touched. I don't even know if I touched that one. But yeah, you can see I collected all those. I love the ones that did the duochrome kind of shift to them. And then moving down here are my limited edition beauty powders and just other limited edition products. This is probably my favorite section, is right here. Just so many memories here. Starting at this side, we have the Star Trek collection. Trip the Light Fantastic powders. They look like planets, just how they're marbleized in it. Hold on. How cool is that? I collected those ones. We have our Wonder Woman powder here. Shell Pearl. What was this called? It's gonna bug me. Liberty, London, Liberty, I forget what this was. That's gonna bother me. But Shell Pearl, I remember that was really popular. And we have the Simpsons, Marge on that. Marilyn Monroe, I bought every single thing from that collection. I was obsessed. Still am. And the Villains collection. Honestly, I'm still obsessed with this collection. I'm so happy I have all the venomous villains in here. My favorite being Maleficent. I'm just having a moment here. I don't even know what this is. That shouldn't even be there probably. This I was obsessed with, even though I thought it was too light. It just looks so beautiful on the skin. Crew. That was really good from the Sailor, some Sailor collection. This one had that overspray. I remember. We have the Mariah Carey one, which I didn't touch. This is from my holiday collection. I love all the holiday collections. This is one of the few PR items that I have. Has a beautiful snowflake in it. The Riri Love MAC collection. And then the coveted Selena collection. How long did we wait for MAC to put out Selena collection? Like, I know if you were me, we were bugging for that. We wanted that for so long. And then this big daddy here. Wonder Woman. I almost forgot to show this. I always like to show this. But it had a bronzer, highlight, and blush in there. I always keep the domes too. It just keeps it more secure. Just a little tip, if you didn't know. Keep the domes for your product. Just keeps everything more secure. Almost at the end, we have more limited edition blushes. Marilyn Monroe. Mariah Carey blush. I remember buying this well after because I saw someone wear it and I wanted it so bad. You've Got Me Feeling. Rihanna. Kelly Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne when they did a collection. I love the colors for it. Packaging, not so much, it's kind of plain. More Rihanna. Then here are individual eyeshadows. We have some pressed pigments here. I went through a phase of the pressed pigment phase. And then the Star Trek ones. And then more just the regular pressed pigments. And then I have some eyeshadows back here, the Selena holiday ones, and then Alluring Aquatic. I have a couple backups over in this corner, some single pan eyeshadows because I needed a new wedge, and this is Brulee. So I have Wedge and Brulee back there, just ready to be used. And then these were backups because I didn't know if Whisper of Guilt was gonna come back, and I love the form. Had to change my camera, my other one died, so this is probably gonna be a little bit darker, this camera. This was the Nutcracker Collection, and it had 2 extra dimension skin finishes. One, just the regular skin finish, and then a blush inside. And I had to get it, as I said, because one of them was Whisper of Guilt. So we have the Copper Face Compact and the Peach Face Compact. Here is what the packaging looks like, and inside. This one wasn't even touched. I don't think the other one is either. So these are still in box. These are some paint pots back here and a couple permanent eyeshadows. And then I just put all my just random pencils. I don't have too many from MAC. This is a lip pencil. You don't go there. I have a few pencils from MAC. Costa Riche, Teddy, Feline, Fascinating, and then some brow products, plus one liquid eyeliner. And then my bronzing stick in there. And then in here, we have just some old mineralized skin finishes. I have Blonde, Redhead, Comfort, So Ceylon, do you guys remember that? I wanted that one so bad. Stereo Rose, another one that, oh my gosh, so many memories coming back. This is the oldest MAC product I have, And this is the Alexander McQueen from Fall 07. And this is New Vegas. Again, this was one that I sought after and really wanted when I was into my collecting. This is new packaging for Global Glow. Center of the Universe. Light Year. And I love that all these were different. You didn't know what you're gonna get in terms of swirl. And then we have Soft and Gentle, a classic. By Candlelight, another classic. Perfect Topping, I would consider that a classic too. Star Wonder. And then Lightscapade. Do you guys remember all those mineralized skin finishes? Let me know in the comments. So that is everything for this drawer, my favorite drawer, all my limited edition powder products. And then moving on to my lipstick towers. There's not too much to say about these. You would have seen an entire lip swatch video, 127 lipsticks. I will link it in this video for you guys, but I swatched majority of these on my lips at the time. I do have more now, but I did swatch so many on my lips. Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos I've done, but I honestly would never do it again. It killed my lips. So I organized these by permanent or basic packaging like this. So we start with our A's, A Perfect Day, all alphabetized, and then we move into my other tower, which has the limited edition. And I do have some limited edition glosses, as you can see up here. I'm not gonna go through them all. I would never use these on my lips though. I just save it for packaging. Liquids really gross me out. And then over here, you see we have still some of the permanent ones, and then we start moving on to the limited edition packaging right here. So you might see some of your favorite collections in here if you used to collect, like me, Selena, Archie, Kelly Osbourne, the Rihanna ones. This was the only one I was able to get of Rocky Horror. There, my Villains ones, which I absolutely love. Wonder Woman, again, I love this packaging. I can't remember what it was called offhand right now. I used to could remember, but Luring Aquatic, gorgeous. And then I loved when they came out with the lipsticks that matched their component. They were beautiful. Holiday ones. And then these beautiful shiny ones are the Mariah Carey. Some more holiday collections, Patrick Star, two of them. Mama Star is one of my favorite lip colors of all time. I look for tones like this all the time. I find it one of the most flattering lip colors. So that is everything for my MAC collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour down memory lane. And if you want to know where anything is from, just leave a comment if I don't have it linked for you in the description box. I'd be happy to help you out. And I gotta put this with my lip pencils because it was with my eyeliners. For some reason, we go in there. So here it is, everything all organized in one spot, and leaving room for me to further organize my other collection, which will be another video later if you guys want to see me go through all my other makeup, my other brands. But this is the most of any one brand that I have, so it makes sense, especially for the stuff I don't use, to kind of put it away, say a little goodbye. I know what I can use, but it's nice to have it all stored in one space and displayed just so that I can appreciate it. And then another thing I did, which I shouldn't even show right now because I need to fix it, I made shadow boxes. These are falling down of my favorite MAC collections. If you guys ever wanted to have some ideas of how to save some of your MAC stuff, this is what I did. I do have a video on this if you want to check it out. But that is everything for my MAC collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of my next upload. And I will see you guys in my next video.